Welcome to 247 Real Talk. I'm your host, Julian Perry, and it's a pleasure to be here with you once again for another episode of the 247 Real Talk podcast. It is always my pleasure to be here with you. I thank you so much for joining me. What we of those who are like me and celebrate Christ and believe in your Creator. This is Holy Week. This is a week when we commemorate, so to speak, or we walk the path again that our Savior walked in the crucifixion, death, and resurrection. For those of you who there's different, I know, religions or whatever that have different types of holy celebrations this year, I give, I wish you all that you seek to get out of what you believe in and how you process it. I've had a tough week, and this week reminded me so much that I needed to have a little conversation with you about how do you find the will when the fight seems so big that you can't fight anymore. So I know this will touch many of you in different ways and different parts of our journey that we all are at this time of our lives. So sit back, relax, and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. Won't have a long episode, probably one of my shortest, because for those of you who know me well, if you look at me, you look at my face, you'll tell that I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted because I've been in a fight that I've shared parts of you with for a very long time. Or what seems like a long time. It's been more than a year that I've had this struggle at work. And today was one of those days where I felt completely 100%. People use the word 1,000%, obviously it's 100%, but let's say 1,000% burned out. I had nothing left to give. Meeting after meeting, I gave all of myself in my expertise, but it was totally monotone. I felt no connection to what I did today. I felt no connection. I felt no resolution to be where I was. It is one thing to have a fight. It is another thing in the structure that exists where you are surviving, where you are providing for your family, to have no recourse. Where someone has instilled such fear in the body of people that you work with, your co-workers, your lives. If you're talking about your daily lives in your home, I'm talking about whether they be a job, a marital, relationship, any kind, whatever it may be. When you feel like you have no escape, when you feel that no one you turn to can help you, when you feel that those you turn to might betray you, what do you do? I'm sitting in that position, exhausted, burned out, trying to find an exit rather than continue the fight. I've been to many, many low places. Today was one of them. But my lowest point today, when I felt like I would just have to turn off my computer, tell my supervisor I'm done for the day and walk away, I kept finding the energy to go the next step. For those of you who share my beliefs and have shared my beliefs throughout your life or committed yourselves to share my beliefs in Jesus Christ, the Creator and God, then you have found your miracles. You have seen them transpire in your life. If you reflect enough on times in your life that you've been through where the struggle has been so great that you had no way out, you have seen the appearance of something, someone, some force that is greater than you. Something that worked out the situation when there was no way. Something that kept urging you to believe because it is the I am, the great I am. Now, let me pause there for a second. I understand there are many people who watch my podcast, who listen to the audio. As I told you, I even have more downloads of my audio than my YouTube. And we may not share the same belief. But in your world where you exist, if we don't share the same belief, you stand on the right to stand up for what you believe. And as I look through life and experience my challenges and see and look back and see how I've overcome, or some have been moved out of my way for my good, I feel compelled to share mine. I would encourage you to stay here and join the conversation or be a part of it, because righteousness is righteousness, period. But I realized something, that my purpose here that I talk about often in this podcast is to uplift, to unite. It is not to chase anyone away, but it is not to hide who I am either. For in my darkest moments, one like today, I called upon He who I know best, who got me through what was a day when I started today. I didn't know how I was going to get through it. The relentless pressure, targeted pressure that I continue to experience at my job would cause any human being, no matter how strong you are, to wither. But He who is my Father is greater than he who is in the world. And so as we celebrate Holy Week, as other denominations or other religions or whatever celebrate their celebration of their Christ, of their God, however they see it, I celebrate mine. I urge you to find your place in this world, to get an understanding of who you are, whose you are, and why you are here. Now, don't get me wrong. I've got friends and family who don't share my belief, but we still share a common goal of righteousness because they're still good people. There's not a condemnation of anyone because they don't believe in what I believe. And I've had this conversation with you before. I'm going to have it again, because it is important that those who choose to stick with me in this journey understand where my fuel comes from. It's important for those of you who stick with me in this journey to see my pain when I share it, my exhaustion, my fact that I am still human, my fact that even though I am a person of faith, we still have moments of weakness. We still have time when we have to call upon that greater power to lift us from places we can't lift ourselves. This is Easter week all around the world. Even if it is not for you, you can't help but notice its celebrations around you. And if you see goodness in it, whether you believe or not, celebrate goodness. Celebrate unity. Celebrate something that unites people around the world, even people in different geographical locations, people of different ethnicities, people of different demographics, people of all differences come together. Because we recognize that those of us who believe are not here by chance. And that the reason that we have a chance at a journey after this one is because a sacrifice was made for us. Is the understanding that when you look at your family members and friends or whomever, or someone you love dearly, you understand that no matter how much you love that one, there's someone who loves you at a level that you could never express yourself. And you did nothing to earn that except be born. And the only thing you could do to continue that after this journey is over is to live your best life. And in living your best life, make sure that your best life encourages others, uplifts others, so they can live their best lives too. We don't live in a silo. We don't live in a world of isolation. We are human beings who, by design, are social. Using that social inherent characteristic to unite, to uplift, to take our brothers who have fallen and give them a hand before they completely collapse. It's who we were meant to be. It's who I want to be to you. It's who I'm striving to be. And on days like today, when I felt there was nothing else, when I reached out, all I could say as I testify to you is I cannot do this anymore. So Lord, my Lord, do it for me. And I promise you, if you share my beliefs, He will do it for you. On this Easter celebration, for those of us who celebrate it, who understand the journey that Christ took, who understand the sacrifice that was made, and who understand what the resurrection means. Let us hold each other's hands. Let us lift each other. Let us take those who have been downtrodden and oppressed and help them so that they too can be resurrected and live the life they were meant to be, not the life that cruel human beings have used their power to subject them to. There is too much pain in this world when there's the opportunity for joy, for righteousness, to lift ourselves beyond the negativity and the hate and the greed of this world. It's time to stand tall and say, I am His. And because I am His creation, He is also mine. For all of my audio listeners out there, I want to remind you that, or let you know that I've enabled a fan mail feature on Buzzsprout. So if you use Buzzsprout, you can send me messages. I have to get used to checking the page because it's a new feature, but I'd love to communicate with you. I'd love to share with you. All I ask is that you be respectful. You can have differing views. We can talk about it. But as long as we're lifting each other in powerful, positive ways, I want to be there for you. And I encourage you to join me. I've gone through a journey in my life where I've shared with you the powers at my job and the powers around me, the things that have happened recently that are threatening to oppress me, to take me to a lowest point. But this week reminds me that as long as I stand with He who created me, I will always rise. And I encourage you to use the goodness in your heart to lift yourself up and to lift up others, because that is why we are here. And that is the price we should be paying for occupying a space on this earth. For all those who celebrate, Happy Easter. This episode will air on Friday, which is Good Friday. Remember the importance of that day. And remember even more what came next, the resurrection. Until the next time, please take care of yourselves and each other.